While he was delivering his opinion on Paul McCartney's world tour, Ringo Starr addressed the continued popularity of the Beatles. Ringo, who is 84 years old, and Paul, who is 82 years old, continue to be excellent friends even after more than half a century has passed since the Beatles broke up. After performing a series of performances in a variety of cities around Central and South America over the course of the previous few months, Paul is currently carrying out his Got Back tour around the world. He is currently in the middle of a run of 3 events in Mexico City. Next month, the tour will make its way to Europe, where it will perform for a total of 4 nights, including 2 nights at Co-op Live in Manchester and 2 nights at the O2 in London. Ringo discussed the band's perpetual attraction in an interview with Vice that was released earlier this week. He also discussed how Paul's tour is a perfect example of how to demonstrate this appeal. The iconic drummer responded, "I think it's great," when asked about the generations of Beatles fans who were born after the band had broken up. It would appear that the majority of young people enjoy listening to the Beatles, given that the 1970s were the decade in which we witnessed the emergence of the first new-coming performers and bands. We continue to attract new audiences with each passing generation. They continue to play our music on the radio, and young people and musicians continue to be interested in what we have accomplished. I am really impressed by that. Beatles 64 is the title of the documentary that he called out, and it is scheduled to be made available on Disney Plus on November 29th. The band's first trip to the United States and the subsequent spread of Beatlemania after their performance on The Ed Sullivan Show will be the primary focus of the film, which will be produced by Martin Scorsese. It comes after a series of high-profile documentaries about the Beatles that have been published in recent years, such as Get Back by Peter Jackson, 8 Days a Week, The Touring Years by Ron Howard, and George Harrison Living in the Material World by Martin Scorsese, all of which have been released in theaters since the year 2010. In spite of the fact that audiences continue to show interest in his and Paul's work, Ringo maintained his modesty throughout the conversation. He made the following statement: "We did it, and now it's still going on." While Paul is currently in South America, he is performing to an audience of 50 to 60,000 people per night. We are just musicians, and it's so amazing that I'm still doing what I do. During the month of January, Ringo will release his first album in the past 6 years.